Okay, everyone, good evening and welcome to Landrum High School, where the volleyball game is actually getting started 10 minutes early. No time for introductions. This looks like we're ready to go. We're supposed to start at 5:30. It's 5:20, and off we go. JV volleyball here at Landrum. And already Kennedy Lee looking for the spike, and we're back over to Chesnee. And Martin sets it up over to Lee again, and this is picked up by the Eagles. Heading back over, they backhand it, and they're going to set this one up, heading over to, and let me get the number there with the spike. So yeah, an abrupt start to say the least. That was Kelsey Hutchins scoring the first point of this series. Yeah, if you can't tell by my tone of voice, I was really under the impression that this was going to start at 5:30 and not 5:20, so still a little caught by surprise, and Landrum sent that one into the net, so we're back to 1-1, and it's a low serve picked up by the Cardinals. They're going to set this one up to Lee, who hits it from out of bounds. No problem there, and it's a high ball. Chesnee sent it over. It is really getting some hang time. And now Hutchins is going to try this one right into the back corner, and that one is good for Landrum. Two impressive shots by Hutchins to start this game out. And now Kennedy Lee is back to serve. Kaylee Cortez checks out of the game. Emily Coates comes in, playing on that front line at the bottom of the screen. Serve is picked up by the Eagles. They're ready to send this one over. One's looking for the spike. Landrum was not able to time that block up properly, and now Coates just going to bat it over, and it works out in the long run. Chesnee had that one for a second and then could not reel it back in. Excuse me. Landrum ready to serve once more. Up 3-1 in the early stages here. Here we go. Six sends it over. It's picked up by Martin, who gets it over to Burgess. And that was going to be batted over by Holloway. Now Holloway sending it up. She gets it to Burgess, who gets it to Hutchins, who hits it from out of bounds and into the back corner again. Kelsey Hutchins with an impressive start. And Lee serves low and it hits the net. You could see that one coming off. It caught the bottom of her hand. Took an odd angle there. So score, yeah, 4-2. Chesnee pulls back within two. They're serving. And here we go. They're looking to set this one up to Lee, who tries to get it in the middle field, and Chesnee sends it out of bounds again. And now Hutchins is back to serve, looking to build on momentum so far. This one's low and coming in hot. Chesnee's able to bring it in. And it's picked up. They're going to set this one up to Coates. And had a good angle, just couldn't get down low enough. And ball's back over on Landrum again. Coates going to get a second chance and sends it right back to where she did the first time. And now it's back over to Landrum. Hutchins going to set it up to Holloway. Yeah, Landrum's really been trying to play the middle of the court on this volley so far. Chesnee's done a really good job of keeping it covered up now. Oh! And Lee bit off a little bit too much there. Tried to send it over on that third volley and just could not get enough hang time. Sends it into the net. And it is not pregame, it is game one. That's how off guard they caught me, I suppose. And that's another low serve. And that one was sent over by Katie Stokes. And oh, great block by Stokes. Oh, that was textbook. And Landrum extends the lead back out to three. Pretty back and forth game so far. Been a lot of fun to this point. And that is Holloway with the serve. Chesnee just doing everything they can to keep it in one piece. And Holloway, oh, looked like she was going for the setup. Tips it back over, and yeah, some of Chesnee's players ran into the net, and Landrum extends the lead to 4. Holloway back to serve again. Stokes looking to spike this one over, and Chesnee, I don't know how they brought that back in. Credit for them just to get it under control. They do send it out of bounds, but that was an impressive rebound there by the Eagles. Huh? Let's see what does that. Yeah, I thought I set the... Yep, having some technical difficulties. Apologize for that. Yep, and we're back. Yeah, give me just a second, and I'll let Mr. McCall know. Oh, what? Yeah, strange things are happening so far. There's a lot of technical difficulties, having some trouble getting the links worked around. I tell you, if they hadn't started this 10 minutes early, I think we'd be good to go. Either way, the score is 9-4 now. Landrum, I think that one hit the net. They're going to give that point to Chesnee. And that one goes out of bounds after Landrum sends it over. Point goes to the Cardinals, up by 6 now. Really the fun game where we unhook everything and then hook it back in and hope it works. So I think this has happened like once before. Such is the issue with this sort of stuff. If it doesn't feel like working, it's just not going to work. Alrighty, so we're going to remain vigilant and remain on top of everything technically, or from a technical standpoint, I should say. Apologize for that delay. Hopefully we won't have any more issues. If we do, I apologize in advance, but while we were gone there, looks like Landrum extended their lead out to 7. Chesnee mounting a little bit of a comeback. Oh, not anymore. And the Cardinals with a nice line shot there. Kennedy Lee back to serve. About 15-7 over the Eagles in game 1. And they sent a real knuckleball over there, but Chesnee had a good setup. Oh, and a nice way to dodge the block, just kind of tapping it over. And great job by Martin to corral that one, but just could not bring it in far enough. The lead goes back down to 7. Chesnee has the ball. And this one almost went out of bounds. Would have been a nice line shot. Martin was able to reel it in. Oh, and a nice block, but it's taken back by the Cardinals, who get it back over to Chesnee's side without much issue. Oh, and they sent it backwards and out of bounds. Yeah, that is an interesting move. I don't know that I've seen that one before. I think she just got her hands in an odd position when she hit that ball. She was right at the net going for a spike and accidentally sent it backwards. So here we go again. Lee sets it up to Burgess, who sets it up to, looks like Coates from way out of bounds, and she sent it way downtown and into the corner, but Chesnee was able to pick it up. And back over to Hutchins, who gets it to Burgess. Now Stokes going for it, and picked up by the Eagles, and they're going to say someone hit the net on Chesnee's side. Landrum gets the point after a pretty long volley there. Hutchins ready to serve. And Chesnee sends that one out of bounds. Kelsey Hutchins with a nice ace to start her set off. And Chesnee takes a timeout after Landrum goes up by 10. I tell you, I feel like I need a timeout too. It's just like, oh man, this is the biggest rest we've gotten since the stream started. Man, again, I can't reiterate how surprised I was when the game started early. I mean, every single time we've come out here, it's been 5:30, and then they, I don't know what happened. I guess everybody was ready to roll, warmed up, and they said, we can start 10 minutes early if you want to, and they did, and it completely caught us off guard. But I think we've got our feet back under us now, ready to go. It certainly looks like Landrum has not missed a beat, up 10 points in the early going against a really good Chesnee JV team. Chesnee looking to break the huddle. Yep, there they go. And we're back and ready for action. Kelsey Hutchins still back to serve. Back corners look to be open if she can get it in there. And that's where she's going. Oh, it works out. 30 was not able to corral it. And another ace for Hutchins, putting the Cardinals up by 11. This one is low, and 3 in a row. 3 aces in a row for Kelsey Hutchins. And here we go again. This one had a lot of heat on it, and it's picked up by the Eagles nicely, having to hit it from a little out of bounds, and it goes into the net. Cardinals draw within 4. And Katie Stokes checks out of the game. Get that number in a second. And that's number 8, Sarah Frances Evett, coming in. And nice save by Hutchins. Oh, and 2 folks ran into each other, and Burgess did a great job of going back over. Going to get straight into the middle of, I've been told that's called a campfire when folks huddle around the ball like that. I don't know if that's an official term or not. And Hutchins has a lot of momentum, obviously, sending that one over with some heat. Oh, and a great adjustment by the Eagles to put her hot streak to an end. The Eagles still have yet to crack double digits, but that is a good place to start. Great adjustment there. Just a little tap over before the Cardinals are ready to pick it up, and it gets possession back over on their side. Number 4, the Eagles back to serve. This one is low and picked up by Burgess, who sends it over to Holloway, and Martin tries to get it over and does. What a hit! Oh man, if that had been an inch lower, it would not have cleared. That was an impressive shot by Martin. And Now Landrum within 2 of putting this first set away. And Chesnee's thinking about a substitution, and yep, 12 checks out, 10 comes in. Holloway back to serve. And it's a low one, picked up by the Eagles, and they're going to have to spike this one from backcourt. It does not work. Game point for the Cardinals now, up 24-9. Looking to put Chesnee away here in this opening set. And this one goes to the back corner, and it hits the basketball pole, and I think Chesnee thought it was going to be dead. Yeah, that one, they've got the basketball goals pulled up right now, and when Chesnee sent that one up, it bounced off the backboard and then came back down. And I think the Eagles thought it was dead, but ball was still live, and the win goes to Landrum. So, interesting ending to a very fast-paced and hectic opening set. The Cardinals get the better of it, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Cardinals lead the series 1-0. Yeah. Guess that means the scoreboard's inbounds too.
Yeah, as long as it stays on their side.
That is entertaining. I hope we get a chance to see that sometime this year. I've seen a player kick a football into one of those overhead scoreboards. We were down in Miami doing a game, and we were playing the Florida Tarpons, and their kicker sent one right into the scoreboard, but I've never seen a volleyball hit one before. Oh, I forgot to turn the mics off. So yeah, I guess that's your daily trivia fact. If you're playing volleyball in an indoor venue like this and it hits the overhead scoreboard, ball is still in play so long as it lands inbounds on the way back down. The more you know. No matter what. All right, and we are back and ready for action here at Landrum High School. The Cardinals got the better of that opening set in this JV matchup between them and the Chesnee Eagles. Won that previous match 25-9. They now lead the series 1-0. And Katie Stokes is going to check out, and Martin's going to come in. And at the start of game 2, wait and see who will serve. And And Alyssa Burgess is going back for the Cardinals, and yeah, she's going to serve to start off set number 2. Remember, only a best of 3 for JV, so the Cardinals can potentially put Chesnee away here. Chesnee looking to rebound after a pretty decisive opening set that started 10 minutes early, for those of you just tuning in. All right, and getting things started off with a bang. Chesnee's just going to try to tap that one over, and Landrum's able to pick it up. And Kennedy Lee sends that one way out of bounds. So Chesnee jumps out to the quick lead. I believe that could be their first lead of the series. Number 9 back to serve, and that one's low, brought in by Martin. Oh, and she sends it into the net. Chesnee building a little bit of momentum here early. Serve is up, and that one's headed out of bounds. Landrum draws back within 1, and now Kennedy Lee back to serve. Cortez is checking out, Coates is coming in, and yep, there they go. It's twice now I've seen a delay on the substitutions. I don't know if there's any strategy to that, but I guess we'll see. Oh, and nice serve by Kennedy Lee. Right on the line, had a lot of Eagles trying to rally to it. No one hit home. So now Landrum with 2 unanswered. Score is tied up again. And here we go. Oh, an ace for Lee. Came off the hand of the Chesnee receiver in a strange manner and flew out of bounds. Landrum takes the lead. This one is up. It's a clean serve from Lee. And Chesnee going to have to tap this one over from out of bounds, and it does not work. Cardinals on a 4-0 streak so far. And here we go. That one barely cleared the net. Another nice serve from Lee, and this is going to be tapped over by Burgess. Sent it right into the back corner. Chesnee could not get there in time. 5 unanswered for the Cardinals now. Lee's serve, again, barely clears the net. Another impressive run. And, oh, great recovery there by Lee, and it's not enough. So Chesnee is going to get possession back, down 5-3. And thus ends Landrum's little hot streak there. The Eagles are looking to even things back out, and that is not going to help. Serve goes out of bounds, and the Cardinals get possession right back. Hutchins is going back to serve. And Kelsey Hutchins had a lot of heat on that one. And Chesnee, oh, great move there to just tap it over Kennedy Lee. I don't think she could have played that any better, but just from where she was on the court, a save was not happening there. And the lead remains 2 for the Cardinals. Both teams trading scores early in this set right here. And the serve almost went out of bounds again. And nice move by Holloway to tap that one over. And Chesnee sets it up nicely. Martin's going to send it over. Oh! And yeah, a little too much heat on it there from Martin. Yeah, Burgess, it was going, I think, a little further inward than Martin intended it to. Burgess tried to tip it over and ran into the net in doing so. So now the lead's back down to 1. Chesnee's got a chance to tie this thing up. And Holloway's going to set this one up over to Coates. Oh, and a nice spike there. I think that one of the Eagles might have mistimed their dive a little bit, but all in all, just a really, really good serve by, or a really good hit by Coates to get it into the middle of the court. And it's Allie Mae Martin with the ace. Ball coming off the hand of one of the Eagles and out of bounds. And now Pearl Holloway back to serve. Landrum up 8-5, looking to extend their lead. Hitting that one in from out of bounds. Martin's going to set this one up to, that was Lee who ended up hitting it. And now Chesnee's got it back. They're sending it over and well out of bounds. Landrum building up some more momentum. Holloway back to serve again. And here we go, serve going right to the middle of the court, and awesome save by Chesnee, and Stokes just barely able to tap that one over. I think she thought she hit the net. They rule that one in Landrum's favor. Oh, nope, they do say she hit the net. Score is 9-6, Cardinals now. And number 4 for the Eagles back to serve. And this one comes in towards the middle. They're going to set this one up to Burgess. Usually she's the one setting it up. And it works out. Landrum gets the ball right back. And we've got a stoppage of play, and Landrum doing some substituting. Coates is coming out, Burgess is coming out. I think Kaylee Cortez, excuse me, and that was number 4, Avery Altman coming in. All right, and Holloway gets it over to Martin, who gets it over to, that was Lee, and another great save by Chesnee, and they just can't put it together. Oh, that would have been an amazing hit. They were, the player was sitting down after one save and would have had to hit it from a sitting position there. It would have been impressive. Cortez, oh, and she sends it into the net. Really, really low serve there. Gives the ball right back to the Eagles. So a lot of back and forth so far. This has been a fun game. And a nice serve there. Holloway gets it over to Lee. Oh, and a nice spike and a nice block by Chesnee. And again, a lot of good hits so far. And now Martin's going to have to send this one over from the back, and it goes. That was right on the line, and it's in. Man, that one could have gone either way, and Landrum gets the best of it. They extend their lead to 5 as Katie Stokes checks out. And Kelsey Hutchins comes in. All right, so here we go. Holloway's going to set this one up to Lee, who sends it over to the back corner. Fast-moving volley here, and now Hutchins. Oh no, Hutchins is going to backhand it over, but Cortez came in at the last second and sent it over the net. And now Hutchins going to. Oh, yeah, I think the players on the right-hand side thought Cortez was going to get that ball to start setting it up, and Hutchins kind of snatched it out of the air. Leads to a miscommunication that goes the way of the Eagles. Lead is back down to 4, and that's Lee just kind of trying to tap it over. Oh, and it goes into the net. So Chesnee had a nice setup going, and just a little mishap there. And now Altman checks out. Burgess is coming in to serve. Oh, and it's a low one. Clears the net and takes a strange angle. And Chesnee's really having to work, and they would have needed a 4th hit to get that one over. Just not happening. Landrum extends the lead to 6. Burgess' serve, another high-octane serve. And Chesnee's going to tap it over. Martin's going to set it up to Burgess. Oh, she just taps it over. And still going here. All right, Burgess going to set this one up to Lee. Oh, and just out of bounds, maybe a foot or so. Would have been a great shot, but had just a little bit too much heat on it. Landrum has been ever so slowly pulling away here. Oh, and that's going to help their cause. The Eagles send that one right into the net. Lead goes back to 6. I believe that's the biggest lead that Landrum has had this set. Cortez checks out. Katie Coates comes in. And Lee is back to serve now. Oh, and that one was going out of bounds. It caught one, I think, before she was ready, or came in a little further than she thought it would. Bounced right off her chest. And now the Cardinals extending that big lead up to 16-9 now. Lee serving right into the middle of the court. This time it's picked up. Oh, and a nice tap over, but Landrum was ready for it and had a bit of a tip-off there, and ball is still alive. I'm surprised. Impressive effort by both teams. Now Coates going to send this into the corner. And we are still going. Fun volley here so far. And now Coates going to get a second chance. Man, great recovery. Oh! And Martin, I think, misjudged the depth there, it looked like. Just could not get in there fast enough to reel that one in. Oh, nope, Landrum did not get that one, my mistake. 16-10 Cardinals, Chesnee cracking double digits for the first time this match. And that's going to help them out. Lee, or that was Holloway, excuse me, got a little overzealous and sent that one out of bounds on the spike. Number 30 back to serve for the Eagles. It's a low serve, goes straight to the middle, and Martin sends that one out of bounds, and Hutchins cannot bring it in. She would have had to go straight into the bench to save that one. So now Chesnee with 3 straight. And oh, another serve goes into the net. Lee returns to 5, excuse me. And now Kelsey Hutchins back to serve. She had a really good streak going last time. Can she recreate it? And that's going to help out. One of the Eagles players tried to go with the chest pass there, and her teammate wasn't ready for it. So Hutchins with the early ace to start her serve out. And oh! Another chest pass gone awry. Now the lead is back to 7. Cardinals within 6 of putting away the Eagles here. And another low serve, and the Eagles finally are able to bring that one. Oh, the announcer's curse strikes again. Oh, and they've got to take a timeout. So Kelsey Hutchins on yet another hot streak. And the Eagles have to shut it down, get a chance to regroup. And we'll see if they're able to put the pieces back together and get this game within reach. If not, the Cardinals are 5 points away from taking a 2-0 win in this JV matchup. And we're back. Landrum has their biggest lead of the set so far, 20. Oh no, I take it back. Man, it's like they can hear me down there. I don't know that I've ever jinxed something this many times in a row, but yeah, Landrum had their biggest lead of the set at 8 right there, and then Hutchins sent it straight into the net. So that timeout by Chesnee already paying dividends, I'd say. Leads back down to 7. Man, that serve came in hot there. Chesnee is mad now. And it appears the anger has subsided a little bit. There was a miscommunication there. Couldn't quite figure out who was going for the ball. And it lands straight in the middle of the court. And now Landrum has the ball back and have drawn within 4. The lead is up to 8 now. And make it 9. It was Pearl Holloway with the early ace to start that one off. 3 points away now. And, oh, barely clears the net. Another great serve. And Chesnee's able to reel it in and got a backhanded over. Martin gets it over to Holloway. And it's going to go to Stokes, who sends it to the back, picked up by Chesnee, who taps it over. Oh, and one of the Eagles ran into the net. So a fast-paced volley there goes in favor of the Cardinals. Pearl Holloway remains your server. Just 2 points away from putting the Eagles away. And that one almost went out of bounds. Great job by the Eagles to get it back over the net. And Lee's going to set that one up. Holloway taps it over. Great save by Martin. Had to come in from the back of the court there. And now Lee, that was Stokes, excuse me, with the early spike. It was partially blocked, but then fell to the floor on Chesnee's side of the net. So now match point between Landrum and the Eagles. And Chesnee sets this one up well, going for the spike, and Martin corrals it. Gets it over to Holloway, and that is Katie Coates with the spike to the corner, and it's picked up by Chesnee. Oh, and almost had a little disaster, but it's picked back up, and that one, yeah, strange ending there. If I'm not mistaken, Burgess hit that one twice in a row anyway. So the lead is down to 10. And yeah, had a substitution. The player that was going to serve for the Eagles came out, so now we've got a new server. It's number 4, and they're going to need an 11-point comeback here if they want to win this. And that is Lee sending it over on the little chest pass. Oh, and a nice off-guard spike by the Eagles, and Burgess sends this one over. And both teams playing a little hot potato. And, oh, Burgess sends it into the net, tried to hit that one with a closed fist, and just couldn't get the right angle there, so Chesnee picking up some momentum. They're going to need a lot of it to pull it off, but it is not out of reach yet. And Holloway's going to set this one up to Stokes. And it was picked up by the Eagles, and they're still going on, and it goes out of bounds, and I knew it. You could see, oh, you could see the look on her face as soon as it came off of her hands. Oh, you hate to see a set end like that. But that will do it. Landrum takes the opening JV match by a 2-0 margin over the Chesnee Eagles. 25-15. Actually, I think I can get the combined score. Landrum had 50, and I think, yeah, Chesnee scored 24 points between both of those matches. So a really, really good start for the JV team, at least. We'll see if the varsity team can replicate their success. I believe that game should start at 6:30, or we better be ready at 6:20 this time just to be safe, because the last one did start a little earlier than we expected it to. But until then, we'll cut the microphones off, take a quick break, and we'll be back for varsity volleyball action here in about half an hour. Okay, so the timer has gone off here in Landrum, South Carolina. We're either getting ready for the varsity game or introductions. Really couldn't tell you which. I know we did intros at Chapman last week. I can't remember if we did them, and yeah, we are going to do player introductions here. Not sure if we'll do them for both sides or just for Landrum. We will wait and see, though. Alrighty, and it looks like the pregame festivities have drawn to a close. A few quick notes here. Lily Wright was awarded in the pregame ceremony for her 1,000th career assist as just a junior, so she has got a long way to go. I wish I could get the math for you because they say she's been playing 2.5 years. If she's got 1,000 in 2.5 years, I want to do some division and see how many she's on pace for mathematically. But other than that, we got some new uniforms for the Chesnee Eagles. It is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they're wearing pink to show their support. Few number changes in regards to that. Jessa Beach is wearing 14 instead of 16, and Kylie Thompson is wearing 18 instead of 15. But other than that, I think we are good and ready to go right here and ready to start game one from Landrum High School. And this should be a really, really good matchup because I've heard both of these teams have had great seasons, should be on the brink of playoff berths if they haven't clinched them already. Should be a lot of fun, and it looks like we're ready to go. And we're getting started already. Chesnee serves, and Lily Wright's going to set this one up over to Mossberg. That was Ainsley Mossberg. Oh, and a nice spike there by Barrett from the Eagles, and Hannah Mabry just going to try to tip that one over, and they're setting up. Looked for the spike and just kind of tapped it over, and now this is number 6, sending it to the back, and oh man! Lily Wright tried to dive in there and just could not reel it in, and I tell you, if that one volley is a sign of things to come, then we should be in for a really, really fun matchup. Holly Hines back to serve for the Eagles, and Alyssa Mossberg reels that one in, gets it over to Wright, who gets it to Mabry. Spike is partially blocked and brought back in by the Eagles, and what a spike by Barrett! Wow! I don't think there was any saving that one. That one had some heat on it for sure. Chesnee up 2-0 in the early going here. And Landrum, oh! Great save there by Wright, and Mabry just did not put enough gas on it to get it back over the net. Chesnee on a 3-0 run. And Mossberg gets it over to the right. This is Cressup going for the spike, partially blocked again. And now the spike by Chesnee picked up by the Cardinals. And still going, blocked but sent back to Landrum's side. Now Ainsley Mossberg can't get it done. Still going. And that one hits the net. AC Yelton with the shot there. Alyssa Mossberg really had to dive from it and just could not get there fast enough. The Eagles are on a 4-0 run so far. Hines back to serve again, and here we go. And a low serve. Oh man, what a shot! Yeah, that ball was really floating up in the air as it was coming over the net, and I really couldn't tell if that was Beach or the girl beside her, but Chesnee took advantage. Oh man. And yeah, Landrum is getting very flustered. Hines' serve is picked up by Wright, and Mabry is sending it up. That's Cressup looking to get some points on the board for Landrum. Can't quite do it. This is Caitlin Barrett. Spike is blocked. Oh, and they say Barrett ran into the net. So the Cardinals finally catch a break. And a much-needed one at that. And now Alyssa Mossberg back to serve to try and get some momentum going Landrum's way. Not how the Cardinals drew this one up, but I tell you, for the Eagles, that could not have gone any better. And that one is spiked out of bounds. That was Carly Swaney looking for the spike there. Just had a little bit too much heat on it. Mossberg back to serve. And this one is low, clears the net, and man, what a corral there by Barrett. And Wright's going to set this one up to Mabry, who tries to spike it, and still going here. That is Yelton with the spike this time. It's picked up by the Cardinals. And Ainsley Mossberg right on the line, and they indeed say it was out of bounds. And Chesnee gets the lead back to 5. Caitlin Barrett to serve for the Eagles. And kind of hitched on that serve, but it got over the net just fine. And now Mossberg sends it over. Diving save by Barrett, and she keeps it in play. And a crazy spike by Yelton, and we're still going. And that was not Mossberg, that was Cressup on the far side. Mossberg was the one that had that, last shot. And then it's sent right down the middle by the Eagles, who jumped back out to a 6-point lead. And I tell you, both teams are playing their hearts out already. I'm already starting to wonder if they can keep this kind of pace up for 5 games if we get to that point. Oh, and man, that is 2 crazy saves now by Caitlin Barrett. And maybe with the spike now, it's picked up by Barrett, and they're going to get this one. Looks like Beach is going to have it, and she does. And yeah, here we go again. This is Cressup sending it to that back line where it's picked up by Barrett. Now AC Yelton's going to try and sends it to the middle of the field. That's twice now. And no one has been home for the Cardinals. And Landrum takes a timeout. So a near perfect start for Chesnee. We knew this was going to be a matchup between 2 evenly set teams, but Chesnee has had all the momentum so far. It is going to be, man, this is going to be a good match. I can already tell. It's already been a lot of fun. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, both teams have been running on all cylinders from the very get-go, and I do have to wonder if they're going to be able to keep that pace up for the duration of this matchup. It's going to be interesting to see. And Chesnee's already out of the huddle. Landrum looks like they're going to be taking every minute. It appears that they're going over some plays. If nothing else, they got to get that middle of the court situation worked out, because they've been burned on that twice. And Caitlin Barrett back to serve for the Eagles. Here we go again. And this one is brought in by Wright. It's high, and Ainsley Mossberg had all day to set that one up, but it hit the net. Chesnee extends the lead out to 8. Really fast serve there from Barrett, and now Mabry's going to try to spike, and it's picked up by Chesnee. And Landrum with low block, and we are still going. And yes, still going there. Now Mossberg gets it over to Wright. Oh, with the signature tip over, and Chesnee, I don't think they were ready for it, but they did save it. And now Cressup going to try to tap it over, not there. And now AC Yellen with the spike, and what a block! Oh, we're still going! And now Alyssa Mossberg just going to try to toss it over, give everyone time to get set again. And now Lily Wright gets it over to Alyssa Mossberg, who sends it out of bounds. Man, that was a long run. Oh, man. Yep, and we apologize for the camera having frozen. I'll try and do my best to commentate. As Caitlin Barrett with the spike, and it's picked up by Wright. And 17 gets it over to Alyssa Mossberg, who is still going back over to Chesnee's side now. And with the spike by ACL, it's sent straight up by the Cardinals and goes out of bounds after the Cardinals touched it. So yeah, we'll take a second here to try and get the camera reset. All right, and we're back and rolling, and they're going to set this one up to Caitlin Barrett, and it goes out of bounds. So the Cardinals finally catching a break, but seeming to be on the receiving end of what JV did to the Chesnee Eagles earlier tonight. Hannah Mabry back to serve, looking to get something going here. And hits a knuckleball over the net, and this one's going to Beach. Oh, and what a hit down the middle. Alyssa Mossberg wasn't ready for that one. Sent it up, and possession goes right back to Chesnee. This is Hannah Henderson back to serve. Wright's going to set this one up to Hannah Mabry, who spikes it from the back side, still going, and a nice setup there to Yelton, and a great save by Mabry. I can't believe we're still going. 2 awesome saves. Make it 3, yeah! Lily Wright gets it over the middle, and I cannot believe this. This is incredible. Yeah, oh, and another crazy save by Wright. I can't even keep up. This is unreal. And Yelton now with the spike, and it's picked up by Alyssa Mossberg, and now they're going to set this one up to Ansley Mossberg. It's blocked, and Alyssa saves it, and now, oh! Wait, we're still going! I thought that one was blocked for sure. It landed right back into the lap of Carson Edmonds. And now Ansley Mossberg. Oh, man. Yeah, you just hate to see long sets end like that, period. Oh, so much fun there. So many twists and turns. And it ends again with Ansley Mossberg sending a spike out of bounds. And now Hannah Mabry going to try to spike it. And what a block by Allie Scruggs of the Eagles. Chesnee goes up by 12 in game 1. Cardinals are just reeling right now. And Alyssa Mossberg gets it over to Wright. Looks like Landrum's trying to slow things down a little bit. I can't blame him. Chesnee's been playing fast tonight. And now Mabry's going to spike this from the middle of the court. Picked up by Chesnee. And yeah, Ansley Mossberg going to try to tap that one over, and Chesnee has done a great job of covering all their bases. Oh, what a block! Oh, just what the doctor ordered for Landrum. Coley Cressup and Carson Edmonds, the seniors, in on that one. And now this is Milani Hines ready to serve. And here we go. And, oh, that's going to do it. Yeah, I think that was A.C. Yelton trying to just keep it from hitting the net, and she hit it backwards by mistake. And Chesnee goes over there, 3 volleys there, and it gives free point to Landrum. So 2 unanswered for the Cardinals. Nice start. And it's a low serve picked up by Caitlin Barrett, and that was A.C. Yelton. And she spiked it, and it was picked up, but then hit out of bounds by the Cardinals. Lead goes back to 11. And here we go once more. Hines sets it up to Mossberg, and oh, someone got in with the double tap. And possession goes back to Landrum. And now Ansley Mossberg set to serve. Alyssa Mossberg checks out. That's Caitlin Brown coming in. She had a fantastic game the last time we came out here. 2 weeks ago to the day, I believe. And Mossberg's serve is patted over, and Landrum just could not recover. It was picked up initially, but I think that was Carson Edmonds trying to make a diving save and just could not reel it in. A.C. Yelton back to serve now. And here we go. Hines sets it up. This is Wright with the spike, and it's picked up, but not without attrition. And we are still going. Now Hines going to set this one up to Edmonds, who backhands it over. The Eagles were ready for that one, and Barrett spikes it in the middle of the field. Mossberg cannot bring it in. Well, the lead is at 12, excuse me. Chesnee has 18 points. The lead is back at 12. A.C. Yelton looking to put the Eagles up by 13. And this one taking advantage I can't get the words out of my mouth today. And Barrett tries to spike it. It's partially blocked. And Mossberg's going to set this one up to Mabry. Oh, it sends it right down the middle. Splits 2 defenders. There we go. Yeah, what I was trying to say was that nobody was up front for the Cardinals. All these serves have been going way to the back end, so that's where Landrum had all their players, and they just kind of tried to short hop it right over the net and in the front of the court, and Landrum really had the scramble to pick that one up, but it goes their way in the long run. And here we go again. Oh, and a blocked spike, but it goes out of bounds. And who are they going to give that one to? Chesnee. Lead remains at 12. More back and forth. And Hines sets this one up to Mabry, who spikes it from right at the net and into the back corner. Nice move there to get possession back to the Cardinals. And now Hines is checking out, Cressup's checking in. Lilly right back to serve. Oh, and that one barely clears the net. Nice serve, but it's saved by the Eagles, and a huge spike. Macy Yelton, and that one's on Hannah Mabry. Kind of watched it go by. And the Eagles within 5. It has been a rough and tumble set for Landrum to this point. And they're going to set this one up to Mabry, and it's picked up by the Eagles. Now Caitlin Barrett looking to spike, and it's saved. And now it's set back over. They're going to set up another one. No, this time to Beach. Oh, and a diving save comes up short. That was Lilly Wright. Just could not get there. She was about as close as you could get. I think both her hands were under the ball, and it just went right between them. Eagles within 4. Alyssa Mossberg gets to the middle of the field, and it's set up to Mabry, and the spike is partially blocked and then hits the floor. Landrum not going away. And Alyssa Mossberg, she's had some good instances serving, but not there. Sends it out of bounds. And now the Eagles have possession and can put the Cardinals away in this opening set with just 3 more points. Caitlin Barrett back to serve. Picked up, gets over to right, and Hannah Mabry with the spike. That was right on the line, and they give it to the Cardinals. So still going back and forth. Hannah Mabry back to serve now. All right, and I think they tried to set that one up to Barrett, but it took an odd bounce, and someone ran into the net. Cardinals within 11 now, 22-11 to be exact. And that serve barely clears the net. They're setting this one up to Yelton, and nice save by Alyssa Mossberg. And now Ansley Mossberg gets it over the middle of the field, and a diving save by the Eagles. Barrett sends it over to Mabry, who sends it to right. And now Cressup with the spike. Thought I heard a whistle, and yeah, I think they're saying someone ran into the net. What was the call there?
So I think that, was it a back row hitter that hit that?
I'm not sure.
I think they called a back row hitter to cross in that 10-foot line.
Oh, I gotcha. Right. And another penalty goes in favor of Landrum. Now within 9, building up some momentum here. Let's see if they can keep it going. Hannah Mabry's on something of a hot streak right now. And another fast serve. I mean, they're setting this one up to Yelton, and mistimed the block, but it doesn't matter. Yelton sends it out of bounds. Landrum is within 8. Chesnee sputtering here a little bit. Oh, and that one takes an odd bounce, and it's able to be corralled by Chesnee. And here we go again. This is Ansley Mossberg tapping it over. Nice save. And now Yelton again, and countered by Mossberg, and a lot of back and forth here. Now Ansley Mossberg, oh, that was shot down. No chance. I think it was going to hit the net anyway, but great effort there by the Eagles to block that one. And another impressive volley does not go Landrum's way. Lead is back out to 9. Chesnee has the ball. Alyssa Mossberg sets it up to Lilly Wright, who gets it to Coley Cressup. Oh! And that one was headed straight for the back corner. Nobody home for the Eagles. Caitlin Barrett did all she could, but went out of bounds on the save. So now Hines back to serve. Coley Cressup checks out of the game. And that serve was right on the line. And that was on the line. It was inbounds. Chesnee kind of cleared out of the way. Excuse me. I think they thought that one was headed out. It was definitely very close. Lead is down to 7. Landrum looking for an incredible comeback here. They're going to need to stop a spike by Yelton, and they do. And now Hannah Mabry going to spike from the backside. And now AC Yelton's turn to spike, and that was right getting it over to Edmonds after the block. Still going. Barrett going to spike it from the back end. Oh! And Himes, I think, got caught a little bit off guard there maybe. And now Landrum's done a good job of keeping it within throwing distance, but Chesnee can't put him away right here. And here we go. Wright going to try to spike this one. And it's picked up by the Eagles, partially blocked. And they're going to set this one up to Wright. And that one hits the floor. There is still a chance for Landrum. This is Ansley Mossberg back to serve now. Caitlin Brown's coming in. Alyssa Mossberg's coming out. That could be something to keep an eye on, because when AC Eldon has spiked it, Alyssa Mossberg has been there just about every time since that timeout. And now that's Melanie Hines, and that one goes out of bounds. That'll do it. So Landrum had something of a comeback effort going there, but just too little too late. The early lead proves insurmountable, and Chesnee takes set number 1. Yeah, and Chesnee takes set number 1 in what was an incredibly entertaining opening. It was just an incredible effort by both teams, and I think now that they have the sort of that mental film on each other, so to say, they'll be a little bit better suited for what's to come. But my main takeaway there was that I think Landrum was surprised by how fast Chesnee was playing. I mean, those guys were flying all over their side of the court. There was not an empty space there. If there was, somebody closed it up within a matter of seconds. They were everywhere in that set, and I think Landrum had some difficulty adjusting to that. And I think the best course of action would be to try and slow things down a little bit during the setup process, maybe get the ball a little bit higher in the air, put some more distance on it, just try and slow things down, get a chance to think, if that's at all possible against this kind of offense. Just a very fast pace, and Landrum did a good job of adapting. They upped the tempo themselves, but you gotta wonder, again, I've mentioned it before, but the conditioning and just these guys having gas in the tank come game 4 and game 5, you gotta wonder if that's going to factor into things here. We'll take a quick break, about 100 seconds till we start game 2. hope you were able to catch your breath after that opening game. I don't know that I've quite caught mine, but we'll roll with it either way. After what was just a back and forth opening set that, I mean, it's difficult to say that Landrum was outmatched because they really did a good job of staying on pace and keeping up with Chesnee. I think there were just a lot of toss-up volleys that didn't quite go their way. And I do think the match was a bit more even than that 25-17 final would imply. But as we go into game 2, Lily Wright's going to open up with a serve. And now Caitlin Barrett, oh man! With a huge spike to start things out, and not quite the way you drew things up coming out of the huddle to start game 2. Caitlin Barrett, who had a really solid game 1, starting out early, and oh man, another nice serve. I doubt that was intentional, but hit the tip of the net, barely tipped over, and I think Landrum thought it was headed the other way and didn't head for the ball, maybe. Oh, and that one goes out of bounds. Well out of bounds. Almost hit the back wall there. A lot of gas on that serve. And now Alyssa Mossberg back to serve for the Cardinals. And this one goes to the back corner where it's picked up by A.C. Yeldon and partially blocked by Landrum. And Cardinals could not save it. Possession goes back over to Chesnee. So here we go again. This is Hannah Henderson serving for the Eagles now. And that one's picked up by Alyssa Mossberg, and Lily Wright sets it up to Ansley Mossberg. And now the Eagles looking for a setup of their own. This one's reeled back in, and Lily Wright tries to tip that one over, and the Eagles are ready for it. And now A.C. Yeldon with the spike, picked up by Alyssa Mossberg, just like it has been all evening, really. And that block hits the floor. Ansley Mossberg finally gets the better of that Chesnee defense. And Landrum looking to take their first lead of the entire series so far, I believe. Can't do it on this volley, but definitely within reach. Hannah Mabry set to serve now. And they're going to set this one up. That was A.C. Yeldon coming in from the side. I don't think Landrum was ready for it. And it's a knuckleball serve that goes out of bounds, leads back down to 1. Landrum with another shot to tie this up. This is Melanie Hines serving for the Cardinals. And it's a nice serve picked up by the Eagles. They're going to set this one up to Barrett. And that one, oh, that was right on the line and just goes out of bounds. Chesnee gets it out to 5-3. A.C. Yeldon ready to serve now. And Lily Wright able to reel that serve in. Ansley Mossberg looking for the spike. It's brought in by Yeldon, gets it over, and the little tap over. Still going here. Mossberg just tries to send it over. And now Barrett with the spike. It's picked up by Mabry, runs into the net, and Landrum is reeling now somehow. Gets it back over. And Barrett with another spike, again picked up by Mabry. And now Ansley Mossberg going to try to tap it over. They've got a chance, and brought back in by the Eagles. Impressive show of talent there. And now Barrett spike number 3. This was partially blocked, saved by Ansley Mossberg. And now Lily Wright's going to send this one over, where A.C. Yeldon gets a hold of it. And now Alyssa Mossberg with a crazy save. Carson Edmonds sending it over. Looked like it was going to hit the floor, but there was someone there. And now A.C. Yeldon sends that thing straight up. Lily Wright tried to send it to the corner, couldn't quite get the angle she wanted. And this one goes straight up. And another save by Lily Wright. Alyssa Mossberg has to backhand it over. Oh man, what a move! A.C. Yeldon saw the middle of the court was empty, and just kind of tapped it over after faking him out on the faux assist there. Man, I've really got to get my clock handy, because the world record, we looked this up the first game, world record for longest volley in a game is 1 minute and 45 seconds, and I don't know that we broke 145, but we sure got close there. And that time a much shorter chain of events goes in favor of the Eagles, out to a 4-point lead. AC Yeldon still serving. And a low serve comes in. Alyssa Mossberg gets it to Melanie Hines, who gets it to Annie Mossberg, and that one is blocked. Hines can't reel it in. 8-3, Chesnee. Yeldon, splits 2 defenders. Miscommunication between Mabry and Mossberg. Couldn't decide who was going to go in for that one. Chesnee out to a 6-point lead. And a low serve hits the net. There was an open spot in the front corner. I think Yeldon was trying to fit it in there and just didn't get enough height on that serve. Now Caitlin Brown's going to come in, and Alyssa Mossberg's checking out. Ansley Mossberg back to serve in what has been a tight-knit game to this point. And they're going to set this one up to Caitlin Barrett. Landrum mistimed the block. Yeah, jumped a little bit early on that one and enabled. Yeah, that was Barrett sending it down the middle there, and now Landrum trying to recover, and we got a penalty against the Cardinals. Goes in favor of Chesnee, and they'll extend the lead out to 7 now. And that one, oh man, Caitlin Brown let it go thinking it was going to go out, but it straddled that line once more. Going in favor of the Eagles, who are starting to pull away with it. And that serve hits the net, so a much needed break for Landrum. Let's see if they can capitalize on it moving forward. Bringing in Georgia Phillips to serve. That's a high serve brought in, and they're going to set this one up to Barrett. And that one is saved by Hines. Oh, and it hits the net on the rebound. Mossberg, it would have taken a lot to reel that one back in. And possession goes back over to Chesnee. Holly Hines set the serve. That one had some heat on it, and I don't know how Landrum saved that one. That was impressive. And now Jessica Beach sends it well out of bounds. Saw the block set up there by the Cardinals and tried to adjust there at the last minute. Sent it high and put too much heat on it. Now Lily Wright, it looks like. Yep, that's Lily Wright set to serve, and that one barely clears the net. They're setting this one up to Barrett, picked up by Wright, and Alyssa Mossberg. Georgia Phillips is going to have to backhand this one over, and she does. And they're going to set that one up. Looked like Barrett was going for it, but they switched to the other side. Now Caitlin Brown with the spike, and it falls to the floor. It was blocked, and then it fell on Chesnee's side of the court. So the score is, oh no, they ruled that one in favor of Chesnee, excuse me. So the score is 14-6, and now it's 14-7. That serve goes out of bounds. Oh no, 15-6. 9-point lead, Caitlin Barrett serving. And they're going to set this one up to Coley Cressup. Tried to get it to the corner, but Yeldon was there. And here we go again. Hannah Mabry with the spike. That was a good one. Right there on the line. And man, I can't get these numbers right today. Score is 15-7. Chesnee has the lead. Landrum has the ball. This is Alyssa Mossberg back to serve. Here we go. Setting that one up for Jessica Beach, and someone crossed the line there. Mossberg setting a serve once again. This one's low, picked up by Barrett, and they're going to set it up to Yeldon. And Landrum this time the block again, and it goes out of bounds on the rebound. This is something we saw a lot of in their last game against, I believe it was Greer Middle College that they played. Just the timing on the blocks has not been there in a lot of cases. They seem to be jumping a little bit too early. And now Lily Wright's going to set this one up to Ansley Mossberg. Landrum trying to get back into this set. Oh, and that'll help. A miscommunication between Yeldon and number 11 of the Eagles. Couldn't decide he was going to go in for that one. Lead remains 7. Hannah Mabry back to serve. Phillips checks out. Edmonds checks in. And Mabry's serve has some forward spin on it. And Yeldon with another spike, and Mossberg saved that one, and it went right back over the net. Now with a backhand save, setting this up to Ansley Mossberg, and that one splits 2 defenders down the middle. Landrum cracks double digits and cuts the lead to 6 for the first time in a while. Hannah Mabry setting the serve once again. And you can hear the crowd has gotten back into it, and oh, I thought Chesnee saved that one. They say it hit the floor, so now Landrum within 5. An impressive show of momentum so far for the Cardinals. Chesnee looking to reel it back in. And Jessica Beach, oh man! I saw that she had some big spikes in practice. I was kind of surprised when she checked into that assisting position, but I guess it's one of those, you know, when she does get around to spiking, it has quite a lot of heat on it, and Lily Wright did not get the better of that one. Ansley Mossberg, oh, what a save by the Eagles. And now Caitlin Barrett with the spike, it's reeled back in by Landrum, still going. And Yeldon with the spike goes right by Lily Wright. And I tell you, if there's anything that'll sap away momentum from a team that's got it, it is getting hit in the face the way Lily Wright did on that last volley. Landrum looking to rebuild, and that's going to help out. Serve goes out of bounds. Leads back down to 6, 18-12. And Coley Cressup checks out. Melanie Hines ready to serve. And it's a light serve, trying to get to the front of the court. And now Yeldon with the spike. That goes out of bounds on the rebound. Chesnee within 6. This has been something else. Within 6 of winning the set, I should say. And now within 5. Well, Alyssa Mossberg was really going to have to dive to bring that one in, and Landrum takes a timeout. Probably a much needed one at that. Chesnee leads by 8. Scores 20-12, and they've already taken the first set. So we'll see who that timeout ends up benefiting more. I'm sure both teams got some much needed rest there, if nothing else. And now AC Yeldon back to serve. Here we go. And a nice tap over and an even better save. Ansley Mossberg, that one is blocked, and then Lily Wright sends it back over. And Lily Wright's going to get a chance to spike that one. That one is partially blocked, still going. And it goes into the net. It would have been an awesome save. Credit to Chesnee for being able to get it that far. I'll tell you, some of the saves tonight have been like watching an old car drive. You're never quite sure if it's going to break down or not, or when it's going to happen. Yeldon caught an odd angle on that pass, and it hits the floor. Lead is back down to 6. Ansley Mossberg ready to serve. Oh, and that is not gonna help. I think I saw what she was doing. There was a big opening on the front left side of the court on Chesnee's end. Mossberg tried to hit it, and the pass was just really, really low. And that one goes out of bounds. Lead is right back to 6. 21-15. And this is Melanie Hines set to serve. Georgia Phillips is going to check in. Yep, yeah, there she goes. And now Georgia Phillips is set to serve. And this is a high serve. It's barely reeled in. And AC Yeldon's going to get a chance to spike it from the back side of the court. And we're still going. Lily Wright. And that one is blocked. Now Lily Wright sets it up to Hannah Mabry, and that one's blocked, and it's saved, and now that one was going into the net anyway. Caitlin Brown did what she could, just unable to pull it out. Now Holly Hines ready to serve for the Eagles. And that one had some heat on it. Phillips barely able to reel it in, and now Mabry kind of backhands it over the net. And now that was Jessica Beach with the spikes picked up by Alyssa Mossberg. Now Caitlin Brown sends it into the net. Chesnee 2 points away from putting this set in the books. Up 23-15. It's going to take a lot for Landrum to come back from this. All right, this is going to be Hannah Mabry just tapping it over, but again, middle of the court closing up so quickly. Oh, and that one's blocked by Mabry, and they're able to reel it back in. Oh, man! Lily Wright tried to tap that one over on the faux assist, and Jessica Beach was not having any of that. Lead is back out the 9, game point, and it's a light serve right into the middle of the court, and it goes in the net. That's going to do it for set number 2. Chesnee extends their lead in the series 2-2. Going into game 3, Landrum looking to get their feet back under them in what has been a rough and tumble start. We're going to turn the microphones off, take a little break. Should be back in about 3 minutes. All right, and we're back. Landrum looking to rebound, and they're going to have a chance to do so right there. Coley Cressup sent it over, and now, oh, and they time the block up well that time. Finally getting the better of one of those exchanges at the net, and Landrum jumps out to their first lead all game, I believe. In a series that to this point has been dominated by the Eagles, and perhaps may continue as Alyssa Mossberg sends that serve well out of bounds and gives possession right back to Chesnee. This is Caitlin Barrett, who's had a busy day, back to serve. Barrett's serve is high and brought in by Alyssa Mossberg. This is Ansley Mossberg, and she sends it out of bounds. The ball has not spent a lot of time on Chesnee's side of the court so far. And Hannah Mabry, and there we go. Into that back corner, no one home. And we are tied back up. And Georgia Phillips already looking to check out. That is Paige Madison coming in, number 16 for the Cardinals. And Hannah Mabry spike, hits the net, and it's still going. And Alyssa Mossberg gets it over to Lily Wright. This is Coley Cressup, and that block was saved. It looked like it was heading for the floor, but now Ansley Mossberg, and that block does not work out. Heads off to the left-hand side after bouncing off the arm of Jessica Beach. Landrum hangs onto the ball. Hannah Mabry back to serve yet again. And that one barely cleared the net too. And a nice save there, and the Cardinals were not able to hang on to that one. We are tied back up for the third time, or fourth time, I guess, since it was 0-0 to start the game. Hannah Henderson serving for the Eagles. And Lily Wright will set this one up to Coley Cressup, who tries to send that one over with a closed fist. Getting a little bit experimental, and it does not work out there. So here we go. Yeah, that one came off of Mossberg's off her upper arms rather than her hands. I think it took an angle that the rest of the team wasn't expecting it to, and falls to the middle of the court. Chesnee extends their lead to 2. And now this is Hannah Mabry with a chance to spike, picked up by Caitlin Barrett, who's going to get a chance to spike it herself. Lily Wright saves it, and now Cressup going to spike it, and that one's blocked. AC Yeldon in on that one. She has had a busy day as well. And that one barely clears the net, and it goes out of bounds. So after getting a little bit of momentum to start, things are starting to fall apart again for the Cardinals. They've got to find a way to get their feet back under them to avoid being swept in this series. And that'll help out. There was a spike by Ansley Mossberg that was, I think Chesnee might have just gotten a hair on it, and that was enough to count as contact and went out of bounds afterward. But after they touched it, so fair game. Cardinals cut the lead back down to 3. This is Melanie Hines set to serve. And AC Yeldon with a huge spike. And Melanie Hines kind of fell awkwardly there. Good to see she's back up. This serve is picked up by Alyssa Mossberg, who gets it over to Lily Wright. Hannah Mabry's going to spike it from the back end. Picked up, going to Caitlin Barrett, and the block was, I think it was timed well. They might just not have gotten high enough. And we are still going. This is Barrett again. And That one went straight into the Landrum bench. I don't know how they brought that back in. Wow. And now AC Yeldon sends it to the middle of the field. So the dramatic save is all for naught. AC Yeldon has been tough to stop tonight. This one is heading straight for the net, and they're going to say that was Melanie Hines running into the net. The Eagles extend their lead to 6. And this is how the first 2 matches have unfolded so far. And that one hits the net, brought back in by Landrum, and Ansley Mossberg tips it over, and they're still going. Barrett going to spike it from the very back and goes out of bounds. Hannah Mabry tried to save it, but that one was coming in really, really low. It was quite a dive, and Landrum takes a timeout. And they're going to need every second of this one, I imagine, because as I was saying, this is how the prior 2 sets have started out. And now, once they've gotten down, Landrum has done a good job of making sure the lead doesn't get extended much further past 6 or 7, but they have not been able to come back and close that gap. And yeah, Chesnee already breaking the huddle. That's not a sign of confidence. I really don't know what is. They're looking really loose and easy over there. Definitely going to be an uphill battle for Landrum. They've got to win this set and 3 more afterward. They want to be able to take home the hardware today. And now both teams out of the huddle before that minute mark is up. Chesnee serves right in the middle of the court, and that is not going to help out at all. Hannah Mabry again catching kind of an awkward angle off of that assist. And here we go. Lily Wright trying to reel that one back in, and Alyssa Mossberg has to send it over from the very back of the court. Oh, and a tip over there by, I believe that was Holly Hines, and that one was blocked and hits the floor on Landrum's side of the court. 13-4, the Eagles on quite a run. This one set up from Hines to Ansley Mossberg. Picked up, going to AC Yeldon, and it's blocked but goes out of bounds. Went right through the hands. And when I say that, it hit the hands of the Landrum blockers and knocked them to the side and then went out of bounds. Or, no, Landrum did knock out that one, my mistakes. 14-4. And Hannah Mabry spikes it well out of bounds. And yeah, with the Eagles within 10 of putting this away, Cardinals definitely looking flustered here. Hannah Mabry checks out. Can't quite get a number yet. I believe that's Coley Crescent maybe. And no, that's not Crescent. It's 18. And that one was blocked and then saved after it went back to Landrum's side. And now AC Yeldon again. Block was timed well, and they're finally able to reel it back in. Lily Wright's going to get a chance to spike it, and I think that one was going out of bounds. Caitlin Barrett tried to reel it in regardless and sends it into the rafters. So Landrum finally getting the ball back after an extended Chesnee possession. That was Ashley Cooper checking in. Ashley Cooper is number 18 for the Cardinals. This is Ansley Mossberg serving. This one's high and slow. Now Caitlin Barrett gets to set it up, and it's brought back in by Hines. And now that's a new player too. Number 7, Emily Autorino. Haven't called her name at all tonight, but making her presence felt early. Ansley Mossberg back to serve again. Another slow one, and this goes out of bounds. Floated around in the air a little bit. 9 to go for Chesnee. And that one almost hit the net. Credit to Yeldon to be able to get it back over. Oh, and that one was blocked and went straight up, and they had to go right into the bench to save it. And now Yeldon, Oh man, that was close. Oh, they say it's in. I thought that was out for sure. But the line judge has a much better view than me. That one goes out of bounds, and Chesnee extends the lead to 11. Looking for the series sweep. And Yeldon kind of takes some gas off the serve that time, floats around a little bit. Now Wright going to spike it over. And now Barrett's going to have a chance, and that one's picked up by Ansley Mossberg. They're going back to Wright, and that one is blocked, and Wright could not get back in its way in time. Eagles up by 12 and putting a clinic on Landrum. And now Alyssa Mossberg, a little miscommunication there, and that was Autorino sending that one out of bounds. Chesnee within 6 points of winning this set and this matchup. Another high serve, and Hines sends that one out of bounds. The Eagles cracked 20, and I think fatigue might be starting to set in for Landrum. And yep, there's another timeout. All right, and this is AC Yeldon set to serve, looking to close things out for the Eagles following that timeout. And here we go, picked up by, I believe that was Holy Crescent. No, Ashley Cooper is the one that picked that up, got it over to Lily Wright, he spiked it, and Landrum finally getting some more points on the board. The lead is still at 13, but not quite out of reach just yet. Still a chance for what would be an incredible comeback. Georgia Phillips checks in for the first time in this set, I believe. She'll be set to serve. And it's a high one. Hung around in the air for a while. And now Caitlin Barrett had a great setup on that spike. Couldn't get it angled low enough. And that one is blocked. And now Autorino just kind of sends it over. Barrett's going to get another shot. Spike was partially blocked. They're going to set this one up to right, and that one is blocked, and I think they say one of Landrum's players hit the net there. Lead goes back out to 13. Chesnee regains possession. And now Allie Scruggs set to serve. And Hines is going to set this one up. The Mabry sends it right down the middle, but it's picked up. That was a nice spike. Oh, a better block beater. And Landrum gets possession back. And Lily Wright set the serve. Ever since Landrum has gotten down, in this set in particular, she has not gotten much of a chance to set things up like she usually does. Got much more action spiking, and will not see a lot of action serving there. Sends that one out of bounds. Chesnee within just 3 points of the series sweep. Holly Hines ready to serve for the Eagles. This one is up and brought in by Alyssa Mossberg. Set up to Hannah Mabry and taps it over. Hines is going to have to make a diving recovery to save that one and could not pull it off. Alyssa Mossberg back to serve. Leads it at 13. Chesnee up 22-9 now. And looks like they're going to set this one up to Barrett. Landrum jumped too early on that block again. And now Ansley Mossberg getting by that block. And Alyssa Mossberg's serve runs into the net. An ace for Alyssa Mossberg. AC Yeldon didn't angle that one up quite enough. And both sidelines getting very chatty, and that one goes into the net, and it bounces back over at the last minute. Wow! And then Lily Wright sends it back over, runs into the net after the Chesnee rebound. 22-12. Yeah, and the crowd's starting to get into it too. It's getting loud here in the gymnasium. Alyssa Mossberg serving. Barely clears the nets, brought in by Caitlin Barrett, and they're going to set this one up to Barrett. It is recovered by Wright. Spiked by Ansley Mossberg, and they're still going. And heard a whistle. Yep, and that one goes in favor of Landrum. That was one of the quietest whistles I've heard. You could just barely hear it, and yeah, that one a bit more audible. Oh, and Alyssa Mossberg sends that one into the net. So Chesnee will get possession back, and Caitlin Barrett ready to serve. And Lily Wright sets it up to Hannah Mabry, who sends it into the middle of the court, no one home. 23-14. Hannah Mabry set to serve now. And Georgia Phillips subs out. That's Paige Madison coming in. Hannah Mabry serve barely clears the net. And they're going to set it up to AC Yeldon. Another mistimed block, but I think it went out of bounds. No! A stellar line shot from Yeldon instead. And now match point between the Cardinals and the Eagles. Chesnee can put it away here. Hannah Henderson looking for the final blow. And it's a high serve. They're going to set this one up to Ansley Mossberg. And now AC Yeldon has the chance to put it away, and that'll do it. It was partially blocked and floated out of bounds before anyone could get a hand on it. And Chesnee has completed the series sweep of Landrum in impressive fashion. 25-14, the score on that final set. 3-0, the margin of victory for the Eagles tonight. And they're already dismissing the Chesnee visitors. Landrum looking to regroup and recover. Again, we're not totally sure on the playoff standings. I think Landrum could have clinched the spot with a win here tonight, and instead, I think it's going to go to tiebreakers now, if I had to guess. We will wait and see if there is a playoff game in either Landrum or Chapman's future. That will take precedence over the JV football game that will be held on the Thursday. That night will be held on. If it's on a Thursday, if it's on a Monday or a Tuesday, we're not going to be able to stream it. But hopefully one of those teams makes the playoffs. We will be there on a Thursday evening. But until then, our next event is going to be the Varsity home opener down at the Landrum football field. The Landrum Cardinals are set to take on the Chesnee Eagles in what I believe is game 2 of their season. Should be a lot of fun. Really hope you can tune in. Until next time, I'm Luke Ruff. I'll see you now.